Good to have you on another exciting edition of our educative program, Readers for Growth, a program designed to encourage you to form the habit of reading. My name is Busola Faiga Okweolu, and I have with me today, I have Emanuela Chimeke. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, ma'am.
Theophilus Abraham, how are you?
Fine, thank you, ma'am.
Divine Isibwa,
Thank you.
nice having you on the program again. Aliu Zannah,
Fine, thank
you're welcome onto the program. Today our guest is Hansatu Zannah, wife of late former Deputy Governor Borno State, Zannah Umar Mustafa. Welcome. Don't go away.
It benefits to read. You grow higher when you read, and you gain wisdom when you read.
Readers who read to improve themselves, who read to educate themselves, and who read for success rule the world.
For you to grow and become a senator, you must learn how to read. Read to understand. Read as many books as you can.
Reading helps you develop yourself intellectually, academically, and otherwise.
The secret to being proficient in reading is to read every day and to read outside of your curriculum, to read novels and to read books of interest.
A well-read child is a cultured child, a successful citizen, and the future of our great country. And that's why all parents need to encourage their children to read.
Read today, lead tomorrow.
Ma, what can be done to improve educational system in the country?
I think there's a lot that can be done to improve the educational system in the country. First of all, I think we should have trained and skilled teachers. If we have trained and skilled teachers, they will be able to impact knowledge on the students that are being taught. But if they are not well trained, they are not skilled, they will not be able to impart knowledge on the children. What I mean by that, like last year, a governor conducted an examination for all the teachers, and they performed woefully. That's to tell you that they are not professionals. That's to tell you that they are not well trained and they don't have the skills. They don't have the skills. So if you don't have the skills, how can you teach the students? And also, I think facilities should also be invested on. What I mean by facilities, like a science students, the labs should be well equipped so that they will be able to practice more with what they are taught. Not every time theory. They need to practice what they are being taught. You understand what I'm saying? And also, computers should be provided to all the students. If 10 students are being given one system, what is being taught will not be, they will not be able to get what they are being taught. But if each student is being given one computer to each student, what is being taught, they'll be able to practice and they'll be able to know more. It is what if I don't have enough knowledge, I won't be able to transfer it to you. And in those days, I remember when I was in school, I think also what should also be introduced again is the teachers should be well paid. I think they should be well paid because the doctors you see today, the engineers you see today, they are all taught by teachers. And if these people are not well paid, the passion will not be there. And I also think that schools should also bring like packages for the teachers. When I mean packages, I mean like maybe towards the end of the year, they organize who is the best teacher. If the teachers are being paid like 20,000, I think it should be increased to 50. In that aspect, you will see that there will be lot of competitions within the teachers because everybody will want to have that package. So with that, there will be lots of competitions within the teachers because everybody wants that package. And also, I think the re-establishment of school inspectors should be introduced again. I can remember in those days when I was in school, you see my teachers running helter-skelters. You understand? I was wondering why were they doing that? Because inspectors just come into the school without them being informed. In that aspect, they are monitoring what the teachers are doing. So if they bring that back into the system, it will keep all the teachers in check. I think with these few points I've been able to raise, I think with this, they'll be able to improve the educational sector.
Thank you, ma'am.
How have you been coping as a widow?
Well. That's a very emotional topic for me. Anytime I talk about it, I'm like being emotional. But today I won't be emotional for you guys. Well, I would say being a widow is not easy. Like the saying goes, 2 heads are better than one. You know, before we had 2, now I'm the only one. Now I'm like the father, I'm the mother. So there's a lot of responsibilities on me. Unlike when we were 2, he's the one running around, I was the one in, taking care of the kids, making sure everything is okay. But now I'm the mother, I'm the father, I'm everything. So it's not easy. But with God Almighty, I give God all the praises because He has been seeing me through. So that's just it about, but it's not easy. But I thank God for everything.
Thank you, Ma, with the Boko Haram fight in Borno State, are children going to school?
Yeah, our children are going to school. Unlike when it first started, the schools were being closed down for 2 years or so. People were not going to school, and in that aspect, it's bringing all the. In short, they were now not being. They were not going to school. And you know, when you don't go to school, you're not being informed. You don't know what is happening. You are just there. Everybody's afraid. The security was not good. But now, with the intervention of the federal government, the state governor, and the military, children are now going to school. There's relative peace, and there's a lot of construction going on. The governor is building more schools for the students, and the students in the camps, they organize teachers for them to be teaching them. So I would say they're all going to school now. It's really better. It's really better.
Thank you, Ma. Please tell the children at home why it's important to form a good reading habit.
Well, everything about our lives is all about reading. So it is very, very important for one to read. Because once you read, it exposes you to new informations. You understand? It exposes you to new ideas. You'll be well informed. You'll be able to solve new problems. So it is good for you to read. And it is also it helps you to improve yourself, isn't it? When you read it, it helps you guys to improve yourself more, isn't it?
Yes.
So you need to read more. So when you read more, you improve yourself. You have this self-confidence in you anywhere you are. Your vocabulary will also increase. You understand what I'm saying? Within your peers, you see that when you are talking, you are far above them. So it is very important for you guys to read. And I also think it's also a communication tool, because when you read, regardless of where you are, anywhere in the world, you'll be able to communicate with people. Any topic that is being brought on, you'll be able to talk on the topic. Unlike when you are there, when you're not well read, you are not versed in what you're doing, as you're reading, everybody's talking, you will just be there. But when everybody is talking, you are contributing, you also feel good. So anything you see, make sure you read anything you see, and make sure anything readable, make sure you read. And also, I think it also prepares you for actions. What I mean why reading prepares you for actions is that, for example, let me give you an example. Okay, you have your games. For you to play your games, you have to know the rules, isn't it?
Yes.
So you have to read to know the rules. For you to travel, you are going to travel. Maybe you're traveling within the country, outside the country. You have to read to know where are the places I need to visit, what is it about these people, what is their culture, what do they like, what do they not like. All boils down to reading. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to read for you to know all these things. And also, I think reading is very, very important because it helps you gain experience. What I mean by it helps you gain experience is by you read a lot of books about this author now. You'll be able to know the background of the author. You'll be able to know how they started, where they started, how they got to where they are today. You understand? So if you don't read, and it helps you from what you're reading from these people, you'll be able to know their mistakes. By the time you see their mistakes, you'll be able to learn from those mistakes so that you don't fall into that mistakes. You can hear of Bill Gates today. He was a dropout, but he never stopped reading. Look at where he is. Look at the Facebook guy. Look at what he's doing. It's all about research. You have to read for you to be vast, for you to be able to compete with people. You understand what I'm saying? And if you read, the more you understand. The sky will be your limit. So you have to read. So those are some of the few points I'm going to tell you about reading. So you need to read so that when you are within your peers, when you are talking, they'll say, yes, this child is well read. So you have to spend time in reading. It is very, very, very important for you guys to read.
Right. Ma, how do you encourage your children to read?
Yeah, I encourage them to read by making sure they spend at least 5 to 10 minutes a day in reading. And I make sure the time they spend watching televisions is being reduced drastically. They only watch TV when it's necessary. I make sure they read anything readable. And before he sleeps, I make sure I read like a paragraph for him. And by the time the following morning, he read, and I'll make sure he memorize it and explain what he has read for it to be able to stick on his head. And I make sure he keeps a log of what he has read. So I think those are the few ways I can encourage kids to read. So you have to reduce time on the internet. You have to reduce time on watching your cartoons and spend more time. 5 to 10 minutes in a day is not. I think it's not much for you guys to be reading each day.
Thank you, Ma.
Okay.
Ma, what are your hobbies?
My hobbies. My hobbies. I love traveling. I love reading books. I read a lot of books. By the time you read, you have that self-confidence. You'll be able to build your self-confidence anywhere you are. Anything anybody throws at you, you'll be able to answer. So I read lots of books. So that's part of it, reading. And I love traveling, and I gym a lot. So those are my hobbies.
Ma, how challenging is your job as an interior decorator?
Well, I would say it's not really challenging, though it has its ups and downs. When you have passion for something, like me, I read mass communication. I have my BSc, MSc in mass communication. But I later found myself in interior decorating. Why? Because I have the passion in it. I love places looking good. I love looking good, so I love environment being good. And for the fact that I have the flair and passion for it, when I say things, I will be able to know how to do this, how to go about it. I ask my clients, what do you want? With his ideas, with my ideas, join it together, and what I come out with is fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A well-read child is a cultured child, a successful citizen, and the future of our great country. And that's why all parents need to encourage their children to read.
Read today, lead tomorrow.
Okay, the book we are reading about is called The City Boy. Abiodun made considerable progress in his schoolwork, year in, year out. He stood head and shoulders above his peers. He was the toast of his teachers. Many parents saw him as a model. How time flew. Abiodun was in the final class of primary school. He worked harder to pass the entrance examinations of some secondary schools. Olorupo made elaborate plans for a community high school. They were lucky that the government gave a provisional approval. Citizens paid special levies to ensure that his dream came to reality. Baba Sahaji was one of the executive members of the fundraising committee, and he performed his duties with dedication. There were rumors that the final results of those who took the entrance examinations into secondary schools were out. The first to come out was that of the new school, Olorupo High School. 6 pupils were admitted from Abiodun's class, and he was one of them. A more exciting news came in that same week, when Abiodun and Adebiyi with another boy in his class were given firm offers of admission to the United Model College, Ibadan. Abiodun's first visit to Ibadan was when he took the entrance examination of the college. One of their teachers accompanied them. They did both written and oral tests. They stayed with their teacher's friend in Bere area and were busy with the preparation for the examination during the brief visit. Abiodun was wild with joy when he heard that at least 2 pupils from Olorupo were given admission to the college. He was happy that this was an opportunity for him to live in a big city like Ibadan. He knew he would be in the boarding house but would still be close to his big brother, Akinde, who lived and worked in the city. He would be conversant with what made Ibadan popular: its numerous hills, Mapo Hall, Bawa Tower, a tourist attraction, and most importantly, its university where he hoped to study engineering in the near future. Towards evening on the day his results was announced, his big brother Akinde arrived from Ibadan. Nobody expected him at that time. It was 6 weeks to Christmas. Many thought he would come home for the Christmas festivities. Abiodun ran to greet him. "Welcome, sir. You arrived on the happiest day in my life," he said. "So today is the happiest day in your life?" asked Akinde. "Yes, sir. What has made it so?" "I am happy to inform you that I have been given admission to one of the prestigious secondary schools in the city of Ibadan. I have been admitted to the United Model College. We are resuming in the first week of January, and my father will buy the things we were asked to bring to the college." "Congratulations, Abiodun. I'm very proud of you. You must have worked really hard to secure admission to the college. It is regarded as one of the highbrow secondary schools in the city. You need to work very hard there." "Yes, I will. I will try to win one of the numerous scholarships which I understand the institution gives to deserving students," said Abiodun. "Bring my bag, please. I have some gifts for you," said Akinde. Abiodun brought the bag to him. "I hope you will like what I have bought for you. Here are the gifts: a fashionable cap, 2 shirts, and a pair of shoes. I hope the shoes fit. I just tried my luck in the selection. I hope I am right," said Akinde. "Thank you very much, sir," said Abiodun. He examined the gifts one by one. "Ah, the cap is fantastic. See, as I put it on, I like the inscription on it which says City Boy. I have always longed to be a city boy. With this cap, my admission to the United Model College, I am already one," said Abiodun, full of joy and excitement. He tried the shirts and was happy that he was adding new additions to his pair wardrobe. He tried the shoes. At first, he had a feeling that they would be too big, but he was wrong. They fitted him perfectly. "I am very grateful to you, sir. All the things you bought for me are very good and they fitted me. The cap will make me more popular among my friends, as I intend to wear it not only in Olorubo but also in Ibadan. At last, I am a city boy, although I have lived all my 12 years on this planet in Olorubo. I am quite proud of Olorubo, but I want to visit other Nigerian cities in future. That's good, Abiodun. What cities do you have in mind? Asked Akinde. Well, I want to visit great Nigerian cities like Kaduna, Enugu, Abuja, Sokoto, Kano, Maiduguri, Port Harcourt, Jos, Aba, Ogbomosho, Abeokuta, and Calabar. I also want to visit some African cities like Cairo, Dar es Salaam, Johannesburg, Harare, Accra, and Dakar. Wouldn't you like to visit cities outside Africa? I would have heard about New York, Paris, and Tokyo. I would like to visit them all. That's all for the meantime. As I grow up and work hard in my studies, I may have the opportunity to know the world more, concluded Abiodun. He kept his new acquisition in a beautiful paper bag brought by Akinde. He proudly showed them to his mother and father, who thanked Akinde for the gesture. Abiodun put on his cap and later visited his friends in the neighboring streets the following day. They all admired his new cap and the beautiful inscription, City Boy. Baba Sahaji was happy that Abiodun had not disappointed him. He had passed the entrance examination to a good secondary school. On the evening on the second day, he got the news of his admission. His father spoke to him. Abiodun, I am proud of you. You passed the entrance examination to the United Model College. Although you have got admission to the newly established Olorupo High School, you will go to the United Model College. I want you to go to an institution that has already established a tradition of excellence. I know you won't disappoint me. I won't, Father. I will work very hard to make you proud of me, said Abiodun. Thank you, my son. If I had better education, my progress in the army would have been faster. My rank would have been higher. Now you have the opportunity which I didn't have. You must shine and reach the top. People say there is room at the top. Education is important in life for anything that we do. I promise to assist you with my resources. Segilade, my precious wife, is not only kind but also understanding, said Sahaji. I will not disappoint you, Father, said Abiodun. I will buy most of the things you need for your college tomorrow. The tailor will be here to take your measurements. I hope to visit the market to buy the things listed for new students. Thank you, Father. Thank you, said Abiodun. Abiodun wore his new cap and visited Adebi and other friends. They admired the cap and some expressed their desire to buy if it was available. But Olorupo had no shop for such fashionable wares. Abiodun's nickname became City Boy, and he enjoyed being called so. Abiodun's big brother from Ibadan spent 3 days and returned to the city. His father had informed both Akinde and Abiodun that they will also leave for Ibadan 3 days before resumption, so that Abiodun could spend some time with his big brother. I want you to familiarize yourself with Ibadan for 2 days before you resume in your new school, he explained. Abiodun had never left Olorupo for long. He was familiar with his native town, and he knew he would miss it very much. He knew he was going to a new place with all the challenges and excitements. Although he was free and close to Akinde, he had never spent his holidays with him. He began to feel nostalgic about Olorupo, even though he was yet to leave. He had ideas about where Akinde lived, his house, his friends and neighbors. He thought about his new school and would have wished to leave Olorupo with Adebiyi, his friend and classmate, on the same day for Ibadan. But he knew he could not challenge the wisdom of his father, who thought he needed some familiarization with the city. He could not put forward his own arguments. The fact that he would meet Adebiyi in the college excited him. He would meet members of his big brother's family, wife and children, who rarely visited Olorupo, and the new friends he would make in the new environment. So I hope you all listened attentively.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think I have some questions for you guys. Okay.
Go on.
So Emanuela, my first question is for you. Which college was Abiodun admitted into?
Abiodun was admitted to the United Model College.
Yeah, that's right. Now, Abraham, what's the name? What's the name of the book? What's the name of the book?
City Boy.
Okay. And Divine, what's the name of the Nigerian cities he would love to visit?
Sokoto, Jos, Obushun,
Yeah.
Abuja,
Yeah.
Calabar.
Yeah, that's right. And you, Aliyu, what's the inscription on the scarf? What was written on his scarf?
City Boy.
Yeah.
He was instructed City Boy.
Yes. So, thank you. All did well. Clap. You guys don't clap now. You all got it right. Yeah.
Ma, on behalf of the children of Readers for Good, we present you this.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
As an ardent reader, and as I told you guys, I love reading. Reading is one of my hobbies. So I'm giving each of you two books, not one, 2 books each for you guys to go and read. So I'll be presenting it to you guys so that you guys can go, you read. I'll call and find out what the book is all about because I know what it is, what is in each of them. So I hope you guys will read. Spend at least 5 to 10 minutes a day reading the books.
No, thank you.
It's like you can go around 3. So
Thank
you
you.
can see I'm giving you guys lots of books to read. So you guys have to cultivate the habit of reading.
Hajia Hansatu Zannah, a big thank you to you for having been part of today's program and for actually giving us some of your time to participate on Readers for Growth. And also children, Emanuela, thank you for coming.
You're welcome, ma.
Abraham, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Divine, thanks for being part of today's edition.
It's a pleasure.
Aliu, it's nice having you on the program this week.
It's a pleasure.
And to you out there, you children out there, hope you enjoyed today's edition. If you did, next week is another date, same time, same show. Remember, reading is power. My name is Busola Faiga Okbeolu. Read a book a day.